Hey everyone, Dr. Mike here. Today we're diving into a crucial topic that could save your life. We're talking about the silent signs that your leg arteries might be clogged. Now you might be thinking, Dr. Mike, why should I care about clogged arteries in my legs? Well, it's a serious condition called Peripheral Artery Disease, or PAD, and it affects millions of people. PAD happens when plaque builds up in the arteries that carry blood to your limbs, especially your legs. This buildup restricts blood flow and can lead to a whole host of problems. The scary part is that PAD often doesn't show any symptoms in the early stages. That's why it's called a silent killer. But don't worry, I'm here to arm you with the knowledge you need to spot the signs early on and get the help you need. Let's get started. Alright, let's talk about the first sign: pain in your legs. Now, I'm not talking about the soreness you feel after a killer leg day at the gym. I'm talking about a specific type of pain called claudication. Claudication is pain, cramping, or a tired feeling in your legs, especially your calves, that happens during physical activity, like walking or climbing stairs. Think of it like this. Your leg muscles are like a car engine and they need a constant supply of fuel, which is oxygen-rich blood, to run smoothly. When your arteries are narrowed or blocked, your muscles aren't getting enough of that fuel, especially when they're working harder. So, you might notice that the pain comes on predictably after a certain distance of walking or after a certain number of stairs, and it usually goes away after a few minutes of rest, as your muscles' demand for oxygen decreases. Now here's the thing about claudication. It's often ignored or dismissed as a normal part of aging, but trust me, it's not something to take lightly. If you're experiencing this type of pain, don't brush it off. It's your body's way of telling you something's wrong, and it's essential to get it checked out by a doctor. Let's move on to the second sign: numbness or weakness in your legs. Now, we've all experienced that pins and needles sensation when we've been sitting in an awkward position for too long. But if you're noticing persistent numbness, tingling, or weakness in your legs, especially in your feet and toes, it could be a sign of PAD. Remember, PAD restricts blood flow to your legs, and that includes the nerves that send signals to your brain about what you're feeling. When those nerves don't get enough oxygen and nutrients, they can't function properly, leading to these strange sensations. You might feel like your legs are asleep, even when you're standing or walking. Or you might notice that you're tripping more often or having difficulty lifting your feet off the ground. Again, these symptoms can be subtle at first, but they tend to worsen over time if left untreated. So, if you're experiencing any kind of persistent numbness or weakness in your legs, don't hesitate to talk to your doctor. The third sign we're going to discuss is coldness in your lower leg or foot, especially when compared to the other leg. Now, it's normal for your hands and feet to feel a little cold from time to time, especially in colder weather. But if you're noticing a persistent and noticeable difference in temperature between your legs, it could be a red flag for PAD. This coldness occurs because the reduced blood flow caused by PAD prevents your body from delivering enough warm blood to your extremities. So while one leg might feel normal, the other might feel consistently cold to the touch. You might even notice that your affected leg or foot turns a bluish or pale color, especially when you're in a cool environment. This is another sign that your tissues aren't receiving enough oxygenated blood. Pay attention to these temperature differences and don't dismiss them as just being cold. If you're experiencing this symptom, it's crucial to get it checked out by a healthcare professional. Let's talk about the fourth sign: sores on your toes, feet, or legs that just won't seem to heal. Now, we all get cuts and scrapes from time to time, and they usually heal up within a week or two. But when you have PAD, even minor injuries can turn into serious problems. Why? Because poor circulation means your body can't deliver the necessary nutrients and oxygen to the wound to promote healing. As a result, even small sores can linger for weeks, months, or even years, increasing the risk of infection. These sores might be painful, red, swollen, or oozing. They might also develop a black or brown discoloration, which is a sign of tissue death. If you have a sore on your leg or foot that's not healing properly, especially if you have any other symptoms of PAD, it's crucial to seek medical attention immediately. Moving on to the fifth sign: a change in the color of your legs. Now, our legs can change color for a variety of reasons, like temperature changes or bruising. But if you're noticing a persistent discoloration in your legs, especially a reddish blue or pale hue, it could be a sign of PAD. As we discussed earlier, PAD restricts blood flow to your legs. When this happens, your tissues don't receive enough oxygen, and they can start to change color. For example, your legs might appear pale or white when you elevate them, and then turn a reddish-blue color when you lower them. This is known as dependent rubor, and it's a classic sign of PAD. Pay attention to any unusual changes in the color of your legs, and don't hesitate to bring them up with your doctor. Let's talk about the sixth sign: hair loss on your legs and feet. Now, some hair loss is normal as we age, but if you're noticing a significant or sudden decrease in hair growth on your legs, especially when compared to other parts of your body, it could be a sign of PAD. Why does this happen? Well, hair follicles need a healthy supply of blood to grow. When your leg arteries are narrowed or blocked, those follicles aren't getting the nourishment they need, and they can start to shrink or die off, leading to hair loss. You might also notice that the skin on your legs and feet feels thinner or drier than usual. This is another sign of reduced blood flow. While hair loss on its own isn't necessarily a cause for alarm, it's essential to consider it in conjunction with other symptoms. If you're experiencing hair loss along with any other signs of PAD, it's crucial to consult with your doctor. Now let's discuss the seventh sign: slower growth of your toenails. Now you might be thinking, Dr. Mike, really? Toenail growth? Yes, really. While it might seem like a minor detail, the rate at which your toenails grow can actually provide valuable insights into your overall health, including the health of your arteries. Just like hair follicles, your toenails need a good blood supply to grow properly. When your leg arteries are narrowed or blocked, the delivery of oxygen and nutrients to your toenails is compromised, which can slow down their growth. You might notice that your toenails are becoming thicker, brittle, or discolored. They might also develop ridges or lines, or even start to separate from the nail bed. While slower toenail growth on its own isn't a definitive sign of PAD, it's essential to pay attention to it, especially if you're experiencing other symptoms. Let's move on to the eighth sign: shiny skin on your legs. Now you might think shiny skin sounds like a good thing, but in this case it's not. When your leg arteries are narrowed or blocked, it can affect the way your skin produces oil and moisture. As a result, your skin might appear unusually shiny or tight, especially over your shins. This is because the lack of blood flow causes the skin to lose its natural hair and subcutaneous fat, giving it a stretched, shiny appearance. You might also notice that the skin on your legs feels cooler to the touch than normal, and it might bruise more easily. Again, while shiny skin on its own isn't a definitive sign of PAD, it's essential to consider it in conjunction with other symptoms. If you're noticing this change in your skin's appearance, especially along with other signs of PAD, it's crucial to consult with your doctor. Now let's talk about the ninth sign: a weak pulse in your legs or feet. Your pulse is the rhythmic throbbing you feel when you press your fingers against an artery. It's a direct indication of your heart pumping blood through your circulatory system. When your leg arteries are narrowed or blocked, it can weaken or even eliminate the pulse in your feet. This is because the blood flow is restricted, making it difficult for the pulse to be felt. To check your pulse, gently press your fingers on the top of your foot, just below your big toe. You should be able to feel a steady, rhythmic pulse. If you can't feel a pulse, or if it feels weak or irregular, it could be a sign of PAD. It's important to note that checking your pulse can be tricky, and it's best to have a healthcare professional do it for you to ensure accuracy. Finally, let's discuss the 10th sign: erectile dysfunction in men. Now you might be wondering what erectile dysfunction has to do with clogged arteries in your legs. Well, it might surprise you to learn that there's a strong connection. You see, the arteries in your legs aren't the only ones that can be affected by plaque buildup. The arteries that supply blood to your pelvic region, including those responsible for achieving and maintaining an erection, can also be affected. In fact, erectile dysfunction can sometimes be an early warning sign of PAD, especially in men who have other risk factors for the condition. So if you're a man experiencing erectile dysfunction, it's essential to talk to your doctor about all your symptoms, including any potential signs of PAD. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future health tips. Remember, early detection is key when it comes to PAD. If you're experiencing any of the signs we discussed, don't wait to see a doctor. They can perform a simple, painless test to check the blood flow in your legs and determine if you have PAD. Stay informed, stay proactive, and stay healthy, everyone.